How we doing? Hi, this is Paul Begley. I'm Paul Begley. That's the way I'm supposed to say it. We got to address something.
I don't normally talk about what other people write about me on the internet or in articles or the countless YouTube videos that people make fun of me. I don't even talk about it unless it's a significant article like Time Magazine and was featured by CNN, or this week the Atlantic Wire wrote an article about me and Glenn Beck, and that was carried for 2 days on Yahoo News. That's okay. I'm going to address those. I want to let people know I think it's significant, and I'm glad that they cover it. There's another magazine, web magazine called God Discussions, and they've wrote a lot of articles about me. I think they've probably wrote 4 or 5 times, and they're usually pretty fair journalism, and I don't agree with everything they write and say about me, but for the most part they try to be fairly accurate. It's good journalism, at least. Well, they wrote an article back on the 31st of January, and I'm coming across it, and I'm thinking, we got to address it, because I need to ask them where we're at with the story. The title of the article, this is called God Discussion. You can go there. But the title of the article is Mystery of the 200 Cow Deaths is Solved. Preacher has moldy potato in his face. Guess who the preacher is? Me. I don't see. Do you guys see any moldy potatoes on me? Let's see what the article says. In mid-January, 200 dead cows were discovered in Portage County, Wisconsin, unleashing speculation that the biblical apocalypse was around the corner. Perhaps the most vehement of these end-time warnings came from an Indiana preacher, Paul Begley, who proclaimed that the dead cows, fish, and birds reported during the month of January were fulfillment of biblical prophecy. And they do link to my video below. Thank you. As we noted, Begley said that the mass animal deaths should scare atheists into believing in the second coming of Jesus Christ. I did say that. It really takes the grace of God to save you, but I did say that. It turns out that moldy sweet potatoes were the cause of the cows' deaths, which Begley had speculated could never happen to so many head of livestock at one time. I didn't speculate it. I prophesied it. Let's read on. So, quote Begley, it is likely, this is from Mail Online, it is likely that a mycotoxin from the moldy sweet potato was a major factor in the disease and deaths of those steers, said Peter Vanderloo, Associate Director of the Wisconsin Veterinarian Diagnostic Laboratory. Let me just see if I can get this again. Here's what he said. It is likely, that a mycotoxin from moldy sweet potato was a major factor. Wait a minute. Is it likely the sweet potatoes killed the cows, or is it actually that they killed the cows? Likely or definitely? Major factor? I can tell you, I've gotten sick from food poisoning. It was likely bad pizza did it, but it might even be a major factor in my symptoms. But you have to bring a cause of death. Now, could God use sweet potatoes to kill 200 cows? Well, sure. He could do whatever he wants. He could send locusts. He could send lice, flies, frogs. God could make the earth stand in darkness. He could turn the water into blood. He could make some moldy sweet potatoes and kill some cows if it means what he needs to do to fulfill Hosea chapter 4, verses 1, 2, and 3. He can do it anyway. He can hold back the floodwaters so Moses and the children of Israel can walk across on dry land. He can bring a drought because of the prayer of Elijah and not let it rain for 3.5 years. God can do a lot of things except put moldy sweet potatoes on my face. Oh, God could do that too.
But I don't want you to. All right, now let me finish the article, to be fair, because I do like God discussions, because generally they write some very good articles. I've read and I've been mentioned in 4 or 5, and they've been fair, and they link people to my YouTube videos. So I'm fine with that. But I would like to address this, that there's no question that this Peter Vanderloo said it likely is a major factor. We still don't have a cause of death. Just like the birds in Beebe, Arkansas, the birds, the fireworks did not cause stress, and they didn't have a heart attack, people. No. After 1 month of analyzation of 63 of the 5,000 blackbirds that fell out of the sky at 12 minutes to midnight, 63 of them had an autopsy done. That cost the taxpayers a lot of money. You know what the final cause of death was in all 63 cases? Blunt force trauma. They fell out of the sky and crashed and died. Why did 5,000 blackbirds take a nosedive into the ground 12 minutes before the stroke of midnight on New Year's Eve? Midnight hour. That's when God sent the plagues on Egypt. It said God passed over the land of Egypt at midnight. Jesus said, at midnight hour, a cry was made, the bridegroom comes. Why is it? This was something biblical. This was a biblical sign, followed by 100,000 dead fish that washed up on the Arkansas River, followed by 200 dead cows that pitched over. There might have been a sweet potato somebody left behind. It got a little moldy, but trust me, it didn't kill 200 cows. And it's not on this preacher's face. Please. I'm Paul Begley. Are you serious? Sweet potatoes on moldy on the preacher's face. Are you serious? Folks, let's get real. God is sending signs. The Middle East is on fire. Revolution's taking place. Just today, they're rioting in Egypt because some Muslim cleric told them that they should turn Egypt into an Islamic state. They're rioting in Yemen, and they're shooting the people in the crowd. They're rioting in Bahrain, killing people in the crowd. They're rioting in Iran, killing people in the crowd, and arresting hundreds of people and torturing them. They're rioting in Jordan. They're rioting in Libya. They're scared they're going to riot in Pakistan. They're even rioting in North Africa in some little Jaubi. Listen, the world is facing a major biblical crisis, and I can hear the hoofprints of the fourth horseman as he gallops through the streets of Cairo, declaring that death is saddled up and hell is following after. The wrath of God is coming. Are you ready to meet him? I'm Paul Begley. I want to thank God Discussion, though, for their contributions to the body of Christ. God bless.